Most people think they've heard every crazy fact the internet has to offer. But the truth is, the weirdest stuff is not the kind you can just Google. It is the stuff hiding in plain sight, buried in patterns, behaviors, and everyday systems we never question. These are the kinds of oddball facts that make you stop and say, wait, what? Let's get into it. Fact 1: your brain trusts repetition more than truth. If you hear something often enough, even if it asks wrong, your brain slowly tags it as probably true just because it feels familiar. That's why rumors, slogans, and even lies become believable over time. Familiarity quietly beats logic. Fact 2: people are more honest when they're slightly tired. Mental fatigue lowers the brain's ability to filter and edit thoughts, which means late-night conversations often reveal truths people would normally hide during the day. Exhaustion drops the mask. Fact 3: when you lose motivation, your brain isn't being lazy, it's conserving energy. The human brain evolved to avoid unnecessary effort. If a task doesn't feel immediately rewarding or urgent, your brain subtly resists it to protect resources, even if the task is important long-term. Fact 4: silence in conversations makes people uncomfortable because the brain assumes something went wrong. Even a pause of a few seconds triggers mild anxiety, which is why people often overshare just to fill the gap. Silence feels like social danger, even when it isn't. Fact 5: your memory rewrites itself every time you recall it. Each time you remember something, your brain slightly alters the memory based on your current emotions, beliefs, and mood. Over time, memories drift, not because you're lying, but because your brain updates them. Fact 6: people trust confident speakers more than accurate ones. Confidence activates authority signals in the brain, even when the information is flawed. That's why confident nonsense often spreads faster than quiet truth. Certainty sounds smarter than doubt. Fact 7: your brain treats social rejection like physical pain. The same neural pathways activate when you're excluded, ignored, or embarrassed as when you're physically hurt. That's why words, looks, and silence can sting so badly. Your brain processes them as real injury. Fact 8: multitasking doesn't exist. Your brain just switches rapidly between tasks. Every switch costs energy and focus, which is why multitasking feels productive, but actually makes you slower, more stressed, and more error-prone. You're not doing more. You're burning out faster. Fact 9: people remember beginnings and endings far more than the middle. That's why first impressions and final moments dominate how experiences are remembered, whether it's a conversation, a video, or a relationship. The middle fades. The edges stick. Fact 10: your brain is more persuasive to itself than anyone else ever could be. Once you internally justify a decision, even a bad one, your brain actively defends it to protect your self-image. That's why changing your own mind is harder than changing someone else's. And that is the wild part. Most of the strangest things about humans aren't hidden in secret labs or rare conditions. They're happening inside your head every single day without you noticing. If even one of these made you stop and rethink how your brain actually works, stick around, because this series only gets weirder. Drop a comment with the one that messed with you the most, and I'll see you in the next one.